Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel if you're a returning subscriber, and welcome if you're new here. My name's Agneta. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining my channel where we talk about, celebrate all things skincare and health and wellness. I'm currently on my self-development journey, working on all things mind, body and soul, and I share with you weekly videos of different topics that I'm expanding my knowledge on so we can become the best version of ourselves. And in today's video I'm going to be discussing the topic of procrastination, because this is something that I've struggled with for so many years, and I've done my research to have a better understanding of what procrastination is, different ways in which I can mitigate it, deal with my procrastination and become a better, more motivated, productive person in my life. And I thought I would share with you all of the research that I've done in order for us to change our ways and to become the best version of ourselves and stop procrastinating, eliminate it completely, and also understand the reason why we do it, what procrastination is, and how it can affect our lives in a negative manner. So if you're excited to see this video, sit back, relax, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. What is procrastination, you ask? Procrastination is the act of unnecessarily or voluntarily postponing or delaying the act of doing something despite knowing that there could be negative consequences of doing so. There's two types of procrastinators. Passive procrastinators who delay doing tasks because they have trouble in making decisions and acting on them. And there's active procrastinators who delay doing tasks purposely because they like to work under pressure and feel challenged and motivated when doing so. What is the common reason that most people procrastinate, you may ask? The underlying reason that most people procrastinate is that they're trying to alleviate discomfort, boredom, fear, anxiety, frustration, and any negative emotion connected to doing the task. Others define procrastination based on different personality types. Some people define it as, I'm a perfectionist. I just want things to be done perfectly, hence why I put off tasks because I'm fearful that it won't be perfect. And then there's the dreamers, people who procrastinate because they daydream. They easily get distracted by other things, which results in them procrastinating on the task they have at hand. There's the personality types of the defiant person, the person who procrastinates because they don't like to be told the time frame or deadline they have to complete a task by. They like to do things in their own time, which results in them procrastinating because they have a defiant personality, because they just don't want to listen to instructions of timeline and deadline. And then we have the worrier, the person who procrastinates because they're always worrying about whether they're going to do it right or how it's going to come out or the end result. So they're always worrying, which makes them frozen and makes them unproductive because they're just too busy worrying rather than actually starting the task and completing it, because they're too much in their head worrying about the outcome, how it's going to go, or whether they're going to do it right or not. And then we have the crisis maker, which I think I am a crisis maker. No, I used to be a crisis maker when I was in university and when I was in high school, where I would procrastinate because I felt that I worked really well under pressure. And then we have the overdoer procrastination personality type. So the overdoer is the person that takes on way too many tasks than they can actually handle. They agree to do too many tasks, too many jobs, or they tell themselves that they're going to do a lot of things at once, which results in them procrastinating because they don't have the energy or capacity to do the things that they have agreed to do as an overdoer. So sometimes when you take on too many tasks, it results in you procrastinating and not completing them because you're unrealistic about the amount of things that you can do and the capacity that you do have. I feel like we've all been there, whether we're in university, school or work, where we have an assignment or a task that needs to be completed, where we underestimate the time frame it's going to take in order to complete that task or assignment. We often assume that tasks won't take as long to complete as they probably will, which leads to a false sense of security because we think that we have plenty of time to complete a task, and then when we realize that we actually don't have that much time, that's when the panic and regret kicks in. One of the biggest factors of procrastination is the false notion that we have to feel motivated in order to do a task, and then we wait for that feeling of motivation to kick in order for us to have the ability to complete But the reality is, if we're waiting for that feeling of motivation to kick in before we do a task, that feeling of motivation is never guaranteed. And we can be waiting a very long time to try and feel motivated, and we never feel motivated. Hence why action comes before motivation, because the feeling of motivation is never guaranteed and you never know when you're actually going to feel motivated. But acting on things is the only way you will actually have the ability and guarantee that you're going to complete that task, whether motivation and inspiration is there or not. And we often come up with a number of reasons to rationalize and justify our reasonings for procrastinating. Whether you're putting off doing a task, whether that's a work task, an assignment, homework, or home task, procrastination can have such a negative effect on our life, our grades, our job, and in some serious cases, procrastination can actually cause mental health issues. It can cause you to have high levels of stress, which can have a physical effect on your body because you're always stressed and in panic, you're always worrying, as well as resentment from family and friends because you promise to do something and you don't complete it, and your friends may resent you, your family members may resent you. And it can also have financial implications, whether you're procrastinating paying bills, getting in contact with creditors, or just being on top of all the financial responsibilities that you do have in your life. So the main question of today is, how can we overcome procrastination and stop this cycle of procrastination in our lives? And I'm going to share with you a couple of different ways in which we can better ourselves and also remove procrastination. Number one, making a to-do list. I know this is really simple and easy, but sometimes when you have a written down to-do list, it can actually allow you to have your thoughts onto paper, and you've already made a start in completing the task by knowing everything that you do need to complete in a specific month or a specific day or a specific time frame, and also putting deadlines on when you need to complete those tasks, whether that's paying bills on time, whether that's a work task, a work deadline that you have to work towards. Number two is taking baby steps. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by wanting to do everything all at once. However, when you take baby steps and do small parts of your to-do list, at least you're making progress. At least you're seeing some level of action being done on your to-do list. You don't have to do the biggest task all at once, but even if you only have the energy to do the small task, at least that's something that you're making a start on. So baby steps, eventually you'll see that they will result into large progression, even by you doing the small tasks first. And then when you see that progression, it will give you the motivation to then do the larger tasks which you do have on your to-do list. Number three, in order to mitigate procrastination, is paying attention to the signs. What are the signs that each of us have which results in us procrastinating? Being aware of your triggers and mitigating them when you know you have specific tasks that need to be done before you've procrastinated. Paying attention to your thoughts. We have control over our minds and the things that we think and believe. So being aware, my brain is starting to procrastinate. I'm starting to make excuses up about why I can't do this task. As soon as you're aware that your brain is making up an excuse, take control over the thoughts in your brain and stop yourself from thinking those thoughts of procrastination. And being in control of your brain and your thoughts can actually change your actions and your behavior and result in you not procrastinating, because you've taken control over your thoughts and you've told yourself in your brain, no, I'm not going to procrastinate, I'm going to be productive, I'm a productive person. And then also giving yourself that validation and that positive speech in your brain, because you're giving yourself the encouragement and soothing yourself from having procrastinating destructive thoughts. Number four is eliminating your distractions. For some people like myself, it might be your phone. You might easily get distracted at the sight of your phone in close proximity to you. The sound of notifications on your phone may result in you daydreaming, getting distracted, or it might be sleeping extra hours in bed. Eliminate those distractions if you know that those are the issues. Tip number five is actually treating yourself. So when you've actually completed a task, treat yourself to something nice, whether that's indulging in a show that you like, buying yourself something that you've wanted for a while. Treating yourself makes you feel good about the task that you've completed, especially if it was something that was extremely challenging, difficult, something that you didn't particularly want to do. Having that treat makes you in your brain actually enjoy doing tasks that you don't want to do, because you know that you're going to have something beneficial, fun, exciting, that's going to make you feel good about yourself once you finish doing that specific task. We may be adults, but having treats and having prizes for doing stuff should still be something that we do even as adults, and not just leave to children, because it makes us feel good about ourselves. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video and for being a part of my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch some of my other videos that I do have available on my channel, and I would absolutely appreciate that so much. And I'll see you guys in my next video.